Okay, there is the trench this morning, and the ADS pipe that will encase the 6-inch PVC irrigation pipe. That's down about as far as I could get it with the subsoiler, make that trench. So I'm gonna have to do a little hand shoveling for the most part of it to get her down just a hair bit deeper. But I think what is going to be in store is I'll have to make a trip into town and check the dimensions of the fittings that are going to go on the end of the PVC. It'll either be a 6-inch 90-degree elbow or a 45. It just kind of depends on the height. I don't want to dig that down any deeper than I have to. So whichever one of those two fittings, the 90 or the 45, makes it more shallow, I'm going to go that route. Okay, well, I'm at the kids' work here, so I'm just seeing how much of a rise we're going to have here. So we're looking right at about a foot. So we may go with the 90-degree elbows, but let's see what he's got in the way of 45s. Well, that looks like that's going to be the no-brainer. So yeah, I think we're going to put some 45s on the end of that PVC pipe that's running underneath the driveway there. Yeah. Over that, yeah, 45s it is. Well, as the way many things go in life, I was going to use that PVC pipe in the trench over here and run it through that black ADS pipe that's laying right there to protect the PVC, thinking it was going to be inexpensive to yeah, do a couple of 45-degree elbows and come down and in and up out of that trench. Well, turns out that is going to cost me more for 4 fittings than it would be to completely use a different type of pipe and fittings. So I went to town today, talked to the guys in there at the Pipe Co., including my son, and we've come to the conclusion that it would be less expensive for me to use a different piece of pipe. It's a little bit different in size, and 4 elbows that can be all glued together instead of buying gasketed fittings, which is the only thing you can get for this white PVC that's the same size as the gated pipe. So can't save any money by using what I've got. It's going to cost me more. So pipe and the fittings is on order. That'll be delivered this week coming up, or next week. So there'll be another video on that. In the meantime, I got to leave that trench open. You know, it wasn't more than maybe about an hour ago I flooded that. Yeah, now look, that damn thing's digging back again. And back down here. We'll go down here this way towards the apple trees. There. I just flooded that part there, and he's digging over here now. Dirty, rotten little buggers. Since I started filming this earlier, the little rotten buggers dug another little hole right there. So at least we know where that one kind of is. I don't know, he's got it half plugged. Yeah, we'll have to dig around, see if we can find a nice hole that'll take water. Oh, looky right there. Running right there. Yeah, okay. Yeah. We'll get him. I don't know if you can see him right there, but yeah, I started filling up that gopher hole full of water. And out comes a little froggy. See him right there? Yeah, little froggy right there. Yeah, I'm trying to get up underneath that leaf there in the shade, yeah. Anyway, so we got frogs and gophers going on in the yard, yay! Since I'm eventually going to be getting into some hay business here at the farm, and while I was in town today, I stopped by our local farm and ranch store and picked up a hay rake tooth, just to see if it would fit this number 4 new idea hay rake. And it looks like It might. By golly, right there. Yeah, it'll go right on there. I've got the clips here, so and I'll just need some more carriage bolts and nuts. But yeah, that looks like that'll fit on there just fine. So yeah, no, it won't either. Yeah, we'll claim it. It will. It's going to be, the teeth will stick forward a little bit over the originals. I think we'll be able to live with that. So yeah, it's either that or order some online for about 50 cents a piece less. But by the time you put freight on it, yeah, it'd be right up there with the price of these in town or more. So yep, and I always like to try to buy local if I can. So yeah, I think we're going to go with these. In the real world of this hay rake tooth, if this section here was a little bit longer, I think I'd be happier with it. But you know what? For a 60-year-old hay rake or older, 70, maybe 80, I think this will do just fine. And for what we're going to be using it for, it's going to have to work, I think, for the money. 3 1/4 is not too bad for that. So yeah, anyway, we're going to get that old hay rake restored and back into service. I don't know about restored, but it'll be repaired and it'll be serviceable. A year or so ago, I bought a nice sheet of this perforated metal. It has little 1/4 inch squares in it. It's about a 18 by 24 sheet. Yeah, and I was going to use that as a screen up at the diversion gate to keep moss and twigs and limbs and whatever from coming down the little 6-inch pipe to the property. Well, this all got cut up and used for another project because, according to the guy that cut it, I wasn't using it. So it was fair game. So today while I was in town working on getting some pipe, I bought this stuff. And this is the flat variety, so it doesn't have any raised edges on it, but I'm still afraid that these little points are going to catch stuff and those holes might be a little too large. So since I can't get the pipe and the fittings delivered today because they've got to order the fittings, we're going to run up the road now to the head gate and install this expanded metal, see if we can't keep some of the muck from plugging up that head gate. Well, it's a little longer than I needed, but yeah, that'll catch that stuff, keep it from getting in there, hopefully. We'll give it a try and see what happens. I may need a bigger piece. One of the things I noticed today was the battery terminals are pretty bad on the top of that battery. This is the second battery I've gotten from D&B Supply that has oozed its stuff out of the top of the battery from around the post. And we've already lost this post. It's one of them little thin tin things, and had to do that replacement thing on it. That was about a year ago. So I guess I'm going to have to see how much it's going to cost to replace all of these battery cables, especially this one up first, because I'm sure that one's going to come apart before too long. But yeah, that one and that one, I'll go into there. And that one has 2 heavy cables on the positive side coming out of it. One evidently goes to the starter, and the other one evidently goes to all the electronics in this stupid thing. So yeah, that'll probably cost a small fortune to replace that one. So yeah, I have to probably go to a dealer to get that. So anyway, that's up before snow flies this year. Otherwise, I did all the service work already on this little Ford Ranger / Mazda B2300 pickup. Didn't bother you with the details, it's not a big deal. But yeah, we'll get on with the Ranger side-by-side. It's kind of confusing having 3 Rangers on the place. A pickup, a side-by-side, and a dog. Which one am I talking about? Yeah, you figure it out. That'll do. Not having ever serviced this Polaris side-by-side ever before in my life, this is a little new experience being underneath the thing. And all sorts of stuff stuck in here from the previous owner. There's a twig of a pine tree. I guess he was an outfitter of some sort. But anyway, a little bit of damage in the frame right there. Nothing that isn't holding things up. But yeah, this is the first look underneath here. So I got my 6mm brand new little socket to undo the oil pan plug wherever that's at, which I'm assuming is back here up underneath this ABS skid plate here. So yeah, we're gonna do a little exploratory and find out. Now, if somebody could just tell me where the blooming oil filter is on this thing. Yeah, I have no idea. Well, there's something a little odd under here, and I don't know what it's for, but right here is a 9-volt battery connection and some sort of little wiring for something. Don't know what that goes to. Maybe as a GPS locator or something for the thing when they sold it, so they knew where it was at in case the guy didn't make payments or something. Yeah, all sorts of weird stuff. Okay, that is the oil pan plug, and I haven't got my tool on a socket yet, but yeah, that 6mm fits right in there. So we're gonna open that up here and drain some oil. I found the filter, and it is right down there. Yeah, dang near totally impossible to get to from the top side. And I'm betting you the guys at a repair shop that service these things would pull off that plastic skid plate on the bottom and have total access to it. And I'm not going to get that crazy and take that skid plate off. No, I'm going to figure out how to get it off from up here. Oh joy. While looking for the oil filter on the Ranger side-by-side, I found places that, yeah, didn't even know it would have dirt. Yeah, guess what? Yeah, so... Well, now I feel like a total fool, which isn't too hard for me, as most of you know. I discovered there's a service panel right there in the front of this thing. Yeah, and right back there is the dumb filter. I can get to it from here. Yay me. What do farmers use when the traditional wrench or strap wrench doesn't work to remove an oil filter? Big ol' honking set of channel lock pliers. Yeah. That filter don't stand a chance. Devil Grandpa, he's on it. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to get the filter out. Yeah. It's right there. Well, let's see what's in this kit. Little bitty Polaris oil filter. And 2 quarts of very expensive motor oil. Yeah. Okay. Now we're going to get to it and get this thing done yet. It is always recommended that every time you change out an oil filter, it doesn't matter what it is, unless it's a canister job, that you put a little bit of oil on that rubber gasket. So I just stick my finger down in a bottle of new oil and smear a little bit of that fresh oil on there. That keeps that gasket from tearing loose of the filter and helps it seal on the side of the engine better, or mount or wherever it attaches. So, well, that's a quality filter. It's all metal construction inside of there. Beats the heck out of them orange ones with the 4-letter name that begins with FU. Ha ha ha! Yeah, those filters are junk. Now, in we go with the new filter. I've already cleaned off the area there where it goes. And that old one was on more than a 3/4 to 1 turn tight. You're only supposed to turn it about another 3/4 of a turn or so after it seats. You know, they'd put about 1.5 to 2 turns on it easy. You know, okay. There is seat, and Yeah. Here's one full turn. Yeah. Now here's where the fun begins. There is no oil fill hole on this thing. So we got to go down through the dipstick hole. Yeah. Well, that oil level looks like right where it's supposed to be. So I guess we'll wrap up today's part 2 of this video and get on to another video. As always, don't forget, right down there is a little subscribe button. Click on that. If you would, please give us a thumbs up, thumbs down, or leave us a comment. And the next little video we got coming up is a little bit of a surprise. We had some stuff donated to the Vintage Ag Day show. So Skylar and I will be retrieving that. In the meantime, shout out to 3 other very special people. Kinlan, Judd, and Carter. Howdy, guys. Hope to see you soon. Anyway, stay tuned for more updates here at Nelson Creek Farms.